About 70% of the people that land on your website don't buy. They click your ad, they visit your website, and then they leave. And most brands just let them go, which is why they struggle to scale. The truth is, you're not supposed to convert everyone in the first visit. You're supposed to bring them back. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to set up a simple retargeting campaign that captures that lost traffic and churns it into actual sales. All right, so we're in the ad manager right now. So we're going to go ahead and click create. And then we're going to select our objective sales for our retargeting campaign. And then we can go ahead and give this one a name. This will be our retargeting campaign. You can always come back and edit this once it's published, so you don't have to stress about the naming convention. Ad set budget. Remember, when in doubt with your creatives or your audience, you always want to go at the ad set level. That way you dictate, all right, this ad set gets this set amount of spend, this ad set gets this set amount of spend. Because if you allocate it, you put at the campaign level, Meta will dictate that. And sometimes it will give a poor outcome or do a poor job of that just because it doesn't have a whole lot of data. All right, so we're going to put at the ad set level, and that's it. We're done with the campaign level. Then we're going to go into the ad set level. And then we can give this a name. So we can call this one add to cart and checkout. So this is our audience are going to be add to cart and checkout. Our conversion location is always going to be purchases. So that's what we want. Don't worry about the warning signs just because it's just an example ad account, but you shouldn't have any warning signs. It just means that the pixel hasn't fired in 7 days. All right. So we got purchases. All right, and then we're going to go down to our audience, and then we're going to click further limit the reach of our ads. We're going to select this guy right here, click continue, and here's where you're going to put your custom audience ad. So we're going to search our add to cart and checkout. So anybody that's added to cart and initiated checkout in the past 180 days. So that's going to be our audience that we're serving ads to. And then you want to make sure that you uncheck this box. If you look right here, it says use as a suggestion. Will also reach similar audiences when it's likely to improve performance. When you have this checked on, that means Meta's going to find other people outside of this audience. You don't want that, because if it finds people outside of this audience, it becomes a retargeting campaign. It becomes a prospecting campaign because they're not familiar with your brand. So if you look right here, you see how it says broad? Once I uncheck this, it's going to go to narrow. Let's get back. Whoa, your audience definition is narrow. We want it to be narrow. Your audience size might be in the middle, or it might be broad, just depending on how many events has happened in your store. But don't be alarmed if it's narrow. That means you just have a small audience size in your add to cart and checkout custom audience. But you want to make sure you uncheck this. In regards to age, gender, everything else, keep it the same. Don't touch it. And then we're going to move on to our ads. We're going to go down. You're going to do the Facebook page, Instagram page, and then we're going to scroll down. All right, and then when you're at the website URL one, you want to make sure it goes to the actual product page. So if you're sending people to your joggers product page, make sure it actually lands on the product page. So let's just say if it was joggers, they're going to land at the joggers product page. Basically, when you're using display links, it means that it's going to force this link to be shown on the ad, not necessarily where it directs to. So let's just say, for example, that's why we have this 404 error, is because Meta couldn't verify that this is an actual page. So we put luminamalfi.com, it's going to give it a sec, and you see it pops it up. So it verified it. That's why you see there's not that 404 error. Now for this display link right here, let's just say if I wanted to not have luminamalfi.com, and then let's just say the backspace and then joggers, I wanted to have, let's just say square.com shown on the ad. It's going to do, it's going to put just square.com. That's it. Ideally, you just want to put the home page of the website. So if it's going to be Luminamalfi, you can put luminamalfi.com. That's it. That's going to be your display link. This isn't where it's going to direct the traffic to, but it's just going to be shown on the ad. And then when they click on your website, let's just say if we had the joggers, they will be redirected to this product page. That's your website URL. All right, that was a quick rundown on website URLs. So we're going to go ahead and remove just this one slightly. And then we're going to click Set Up Creatives for our retargeting. It took our source URL. And then this one's going to be our first image for our retargeting. Make sure that placements look good on square, vertical, and horizontal. And then we're going to click Next. And then for the primary text, I'm going to go ahead and paste. All right, so I went ahead and pasted some primary text, 30% off base side drop cut long sleeve, stock up before it's gone. Again, right now in retargeting, they're familiar with our brand. So we're trying to get that incentive to come back, whether we're using scarcity, urgency tactics, and that kind of thing. But ideally, you don't want to use it too excessively. I'll talk about scarcity and urgency and the kind of tactics that you can use in a separate video. I'm just trying to draft a campaign structure for your retargeting audience. And then headline, we can use last call style, base side long sleeve, and then description confidence in every opportunity. Keep in mind, descriptions won't show up in every placement. It would just show up only on the feeds. Your call to actions will always be shop now. And then if we select next, you can choose the creative enhancements you like. If some of them don't fit your product, then go ahead and uncheck them. And then select done. That's our first creative. So these people are familiar with their ads. They've already either added to cart or they've initiated a checkout. Now we're bringing in that message back and we're saying, hey, 30% off this sweater, and then last call style, we're putting in some scarcity and urgency into it to get that last push or that incentive. That way they can make a purchase. So remember, they're familiar with our brand. Next, we're going to duplicate. We want 3 ads per ad set. And then we're going to change the creative. And then we're going to select this guy, for example. That's going to be for our retargeting. Check placements. If like on vertical feed, you see how this one's like, I can put it original. That way it fits all. This one might be original. Ideally, you want a 1-to-1 ratio. That way it can kind of fit good for most placements. All right, now for our text, I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste some text. All right, I went ahead and put in some text. Take 30% off our everyday 2 shoe while it's still here. Save big on the last call style, and then don't miss out for our headline. And then description is free shipping on 99 plus. And then we're going to go ahead and click next. Skip the enhancements. And then there we go. See how it says take 30% off our everyday 2 shoe while it's still here. Don't miss out. Free shipping, yada yada. And then keep in mind, you want to always make sure, so whenever you're duplicating, it will duplicate everything that was in that previous ad. You just want to make sure, like let's say if you're doing shoes also, you want to make sure when you're going, go up a little bit, when you're at the actual website URL, this would be, let's just say for instance, backslash, and then we can do shoes. Let's just say if that was our actual product page. You want to make sure that it goes to the shoes product page, not the sweaters product page. So double check that. And always click this button just to verify that it actually goes to the actual shoes product page. That way you're 100% sure. All right. So this one, we can name it Media 2. And then we're going to quickly duplicate another one. That we're going to have 3 ads going into our audience. Then we can give this one a quick name, Media 3. You can always rename these. And then we're going to go down all the way to edit media. And then we're going to select our 3rd media for our retargeting audience. Check placements. This looks good in all placements. Click next. And then we're going to throw in some primary text. All right, so I went ahead and threw in some primary text. Develop from the pen that started all, everyday jogger, and then 20% off first order, free shipping on 99 plus, shop now. This looks good for our primary text, and we click done, and then we're just gonna look at the preview. That looks perfect. Develop from the past that started it all, every day, just simple text. And then explore today and save 20% off your first order with us. 20% off your first order. Keep in mind, the creatives that you use for your prospecting, you don't want to use them in your retargeting because they've already seen that creative before. You're going to get into fatigue, meaning they've already seen that ad before, and then Facebook charges you higher and higher CPMs. I'll talk about that in later lessons, but ideally, your retargeting audience, you're going to serve them different ads than your prospecting audience. And then we want to make sure our website URL, let's say for this one, goes into, let's just say we have joggers. So we have 3 ads in that ad set. And then I'm just going to quickly change some names. So this one, just going to delete this one real quick. And then let's just say this one's going to be media 1. Media 1. All right. So now we have our first audience. We're showcasing 3 different ads for them. So anybody that's added to cart, initiated checkout, we have 3 ads for them. Now we're going to quickly duplicate another audience. We can uncheck this one for now. And then we want to target the people that's engaged with our Facebook page or our Instagram page. So we're going to name this one Facebook and IG engagers. So Facebook and Instagram, we can put page engagers. That's our audience. Same thing, we're going to keep everything the same. Purchases, everything maximize number of conversions, go down. Keep it at 20, that's fine. We can always edit that once it's published. And then we're going to go into our audience section. Now we're going to change our custom audience. Instead of add to cart initiated checkout, we want to put our Facebook page engagers. So Instagram page engagers and Facebook page. That means anybody that's interacted with our page within the last 365 days, Meta's going to put that audience inside of here. Well, they clicked on an ad, they followed your product page, they've engaged with your product page. Meta's going to put those audiences inside of here. And then make sure that this is unchecked. It should be unchecked from that previous audience that we just created since we just quickly duplicated it. All right, and that's it. So Facebook page engagement, Instagram page engagement. All right, so we got 2 ad sets, 3 ads per ad set. Also on the add to cart and checkout, you want to also add your all website visitors 180 days inside of here. So you're going to have all website visitors 180 days, add to cart and initiated checkout 180 days, and then anyone that's interacted with your Facebook and Instagram page within the last 365 days. That way you have 2 separate ad sets. One is coming from your sources and one is coming from Meta sources. So this is traffic from your site. Anybody that's interacted with your website at all, either they landed on your homepage or not, or either on a product page, and then also anybody that's added to cart and initiated checkout. So you want to make sure. So you're going to have 2 audiences in here and then 2 audiences in here. And then you're going to serve the same 3 ads for them. And I'll talk about creatives and then copy also for your retargeting, and then also the offers for retargeting in later lessons. This is just the campaign structure. And then you're going to go ahead and preview and publish. And then you're going to publish. That's it. And you've successfully created your retargeting campaign. That way, when your prospecting campaign is running, your retargeting campaign is feeding off of that because it's taken the people that's added to cart and it's showing them ads. Keep in mind that 70% of the people that land on your site, they don't buy at the first visit. You have to retarget those people to show them, hey, don't miss out, last call, that kind of thing. And you got to show your product back again to them. And you do that through retargeting so that we can capture the remaining 70% that didn't buy. All right, that's it for this one on creating your retargeting campaign. And I'll see you on the next one.